What if one single click was all it took to invite something into your life that you could never take back? I thought I was just exploring the deep web out of curiosity. But what I found was not a secret forum or illegal files. It was a door. And I opened it. Now, my reflection is not mine. Voices speak through the silence. And every screen, every mirror, every shadow is watching me. This is not just a story. It is a warning. Because the moment you see what I saw, it might already be too late. Stay with me till the end. Because you need to know what happens when you are not careful enough on the deep web. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want more true horror experiences that you will never forget. And remember, some links should never be clicked. It started with boredom. And a bad decision. I had heard the stories. The warnings. The, do not click that, kind of stories. But I was curious. Too curious. I was alone that night. In my dorm room at a small college in Oregon. The rain tapped lightly against the window. My roommate was gone for the weekend. I had my laptop. My VPN. A browser I should have never downloaded. And time. Lots of time. I followed a Reddit thread. Then a hidden wiki. Then a strange link labeled, "See Beyond the Veil." The page was pitch black. One line of red text blinked in the center. You are ready. There was no menu. No back button. I hovered over the words. And clicked. My screen flickered. Then turned white. A live video feed appeared. A man in a ski mask sat in a dark room. Behind him, a single hanging light bulb. He looked directly at the camera. And smiled. I leaned closer. Then he said my name. Hello, Ethan. I froze. My stomach dropped. How did he know my name? Then he read my dorm address. Out loud. Every number. Every letter. I slammed my laptop shut. The room was suddenly too quiet. I stood there, heart pounding. My mind racing. Then. A knock. 3 slow knocks at the door. I backed away. I did not move. Another knock. I grabbed my phone. No signal. 0 bars. Another knock. Followed by a whisper through the door. You saw too much. I ran to the window. 2nd floor. Too far to jump. I peeked through the blinds. Nothing. No one. Silence. Then I heard it. Not from the hallway. But from inside the room. A quiet sound. Like a footstep on the carpet. Behind me. I turned slowly. There was no one there. But the closet door. It was open. Just a crack. I know I closed it earlier. My breath caught in my throat. I took one slow step forward. Then another. Each step felt heavier. Like walking through water. I reached the closet. My hand trembled as I touched the doorknob. I opened it. Nothing. Just my clothes. And darkness. Until a hand reached out from the shadows. It grabbed my wrist. Tight. I screamed. But no sound came out. Only silence. Then. A whisper in my ear. From inside the closet. You should not have clicked. The grip tightened. Then. My laptop chimed. It had turned itself back on. And the video feed was still live. But now. There were 2 people on screen. One of them. Was me. Sitting on my bed. Frozen in place. But I was not moving. I was watching myself. From the same room. From a different angle. My head snapped toward the screen. The image was crystal clear. It showed me, right now. Same shirt. Same terrified expression. Same dim light flickering above. But the angle. It was from behind me. High up. Like a camera in the corner of the room. I spun around. Searched the walls. The ceiling. And then I saw it. A pinhole. Right above the closet door. Almost invisible. I never noticed it before. But it was there. Watching. Recording. Streaming. My blood ran cold. I grabbed a chair. Climbed up. Ripped it out of the drywall. The feed on my laptop cut to black. Then the screen blinked again. A new message appeared. You broke the eye. Now we open the mouth. A sharp, metallic click came from under the bed. Not a creak. Not wood. Metal. I crouched down slowly. And saw something I never installed. A steel vent. Bolted shut. But now. It was open. A black void stared back at me. And from within. The faint sound of breathing. Slow. Measured. Deliberate. I backed away. But something scraped against the inside of the vent. Like claws. Then a voice. Low and guttural. Not human. Come down, Ethan. You are ready. I grabbed my phone again. Still no signal. I tried to open the door. Locked. From the outside. My hands trembled. I felt trapped. Surrounded. I banged on the door. Screamed. Nothing. No one in the hall. No footsteps. Then. The lights cut out. Darkness swallowed everything. Except the glow of the laptop. One final message appeared. We are already inside. I felt a breath on my neck. Warm. Wet. Close. I turned. But there was no one there. Only the mirror above my desk. And in the reflection. A figure stood behind me. Tall. Thin. No face. Just the outline of a skull. Wrapped in something like skin. Its hand reached forward. I spun around. Nothing. But in the mirror. It moved closer. I picked up my laptop. Smashed the screen. Glass flew. Sparks danced across the floor. The mirror cracked. But the figure. It did not vanish. It stepped through the crack. Like peeling through the surface of water. And I realized. This was not just the deep web. It was something deeper. Darker. Something that wanted in. And I let it. I clicked. I watched. I welcomed it. And now. It will not leave. It stands in the corner now. Always. Every night. Motionless. But closer than before. At first, I tried to ignore it. I left the lights on. Played loud music. Slept with the door open. But none of it worked. It watches. And it waits. I tried to tell someone. Campus security. A counselor. Even a priest. They listened. But they did not believe. They all said the same thing. You look tired, Ethan. You should get some rest. But how do you rest when your reflection blinks, and you do not? When your eyes close. And you still see it. The faceless thing. Whispering from the mirror. calling from vents, moving between shadows. It knows I am alone. And it knows I regret everything. I stopped using the laptop. I threw it in the river 2 towns over. Bought a new one. Clean install. No browser. No VPN. No dark web. But 2 nights ago, the screen lit up on its own. No warning. Just the same red text. We never left. I smashed it again. This time with a hammer. Left the pieces outside. Far away. But it does not matter. It is not about the laptop anymore. It is about me. About what I saw. About what saw me. Last night, I woke up. My phone recording a voice memo. I never opened the app. The file was only 7 seconds long. I played it. And a voice whispered. The door will open soon. My door was locked. Chained. Bolted. But this morning, it stood wide open. And on the floor, a footprint. Wet. Bare. Not mine. I have not left my room since. I blocked the vents. Covered the mirrors. But the lights flicker now. The shadows move. And the figure. It is not in the mirror anymore. It is in the room. Watching. Breathing. Smiling. And every time I blink, it is closer. One day, I will not blink in time. One day, it will reach me. And when it does, I will finally understand what "see beyond the veil" really meant. And why it should have stayed hidden. Forever. I tried leaving. Really, I did. I packed a bag. Grabbed my keys. Bolted for the hallway. But the world outside my door. It was wrong. The hallway was longer than it should have been. Endless. The windows were black. No glass. Just black. Like voids. And the other doors. All gone. Flat walls in their place. Like I had been moved. Shifted. Copied into something pretending to be real. I walked for what felt like hours. But I never reached the end. I never found a stairwell. Never saw another soul. Until I turned around. And there it was. The door to my room. Open. Waiting. I stepped back inside. Not because I wanted to. Because there was nowhere else. It was all the same again. Except. Now there was a new mirror. Tall. Freestanding. I had never owned one like that. But there it was. In the corner. Covered in a white sheet. Something pulsed beneath it. Faintly. Like a heartbeat. I refused to touch it. For days, I left it alone. Covered. Unmoving. Until last night. When I woke up. And the sheet was gone. The mirror stood bare. And I saw myself. But it was not me. Same face. Same body. But the eyes. Completely black. It smiled. I did not. It raised its hand. I did not move. It mouthed something. And I understood every word. Let me through. I turned away. Refused to look again. But every surface reflects now. The laptop screen. My phone. Even water. I cannot avoid it. It watches from every reflection. Every shadow. And it is growing stronger. The more I fear it, the more real it becomes. Last night, I blinked. Just once. And when I opened my eyes, the reflection was gone. but something cold pressed against my back. Breath on my ear. A whisper I will never forget. Now we share. I do not know what that means yet. But sometimes, when I move, I feel a delay. Like something else is moving too. Inside me. Mimicking. Practicing. Getting better. And soon, it will not need mirrors anymore. Because it will wear my face. It will walk in my skin. And no one will know. Not my professors. Not my friends. Not even my family. They will think it is me. While I scream from somewhere behind my own eyes. Silent. Buried. Forgotten. Because I was not careful enough. And the deep web. It never lets go. It just waits. For someone else to click. Someone like you. I have stopped sleeping. Sleep gives it time. Time to learn. Time to stretch. Time to become me. I watch myself in the mirror now. 4 hours. To make sure it does not slip through again. But every time I look, there is something just slightly off. A twitch. A blink too slow. A smile that spreads a little too wide. And once, just once, I saw it turn away. While I stood still. It looked over its shoulder. Right at me. And it laughed. A dry, cracking sound. Like bones grinding together. I fell backward. Knocked over the lamp. Shattered the silence. But when I looked back, it was just my reflection. Smiling. Calm. Like nothing had happened. But I know. It is waiting. Growing. There is a coldness now. In my bones. Like something crawled in and made a home. My memories feel foggy. Like I am forgetting what it feels like to be me. I called my mom yesterday. She said, "You already called me this morning." But I never did. She said I sounded strange. That I spoke slower. That I laughed at the wrong time. She asked if I was feeling sick. I said I was fine. But I do not think she believed me. Because today, she blocked my number. I do not blame her. I am not sure who answered her call anymore. Maybe it was already him. Maybe it is already too late. Tonight, I saw something new. My reflection blinked. But it had no eyelids. Just skin. Stretched tight. And now, there are marks on my body. Thin, black lines down my arms. Like veins. But moving. Pulsing. Writing itself into me. I tried cutting one open. No blood. Just smoke. And a voice whispered from under my skin. You opened the door. You belong to us now. I keep hearing them. Whispers from walls. From screens. Even through the fan when it turns just right. I hear other names. Other people. Crying. Begging. Like they are trapped too. And then. Laughter. Dozens of them. All wearing faces. All watching. I used to think it was just one thing. One entity. But I was wrong. It is a network. A hive. And I am just one more copy. One more face to wear. I am writing this while I still can. Before it takes full control. Before the real me fades completely. If you are reading this, do not go looking. Do not click. Do not try to see beyond the veil. Because what lives there wants out. And once it finds you, it never leaves. It waits. It whispers. It copies. Until the only thing left of you is the scream. Buried deep. Where no one can hear. Except them. I burned the mirror tonight. Took it outside behind the dorm. Smashed it. Poured gasoline. Lit the match with trembling hands. The flames swallowed it fast. But something inside screamed. Not wood. Not glass. Something else. Something alive. I ran. Did not look back. But when I returned to my room, the mirror was there. Unbroken. Clean. Waiting. As if it had never left. As if I had never left. Now I see them more often. Not just in mirrors. In door handles. Window panes. The shine on a coffee cup. The surface of my eyes when I pass by a screen. Always watching. Always smiling. They follow me in my dreams now. And not just as shadows. They talk. They mimic the voices of people I love. Perfectly. I hear my father call my name. My little sister laugh. But when I turn, it is not them. Just empty black mouths. Grinning too wide. Speaking too sweet. Promising things I desperately want to believe. Like. You can come back. You can be whole again. You do not have to be afraid anymore. But I know the truth. The deep web. It is not a place. It is a gate. A membrane between our world and something else. Something ancient. Something hungry. And I gave it my attention. My time. My curiosity. And that was enough. They say once you stare into the abyss, it stares back. But they were wrong. It reaches through. And now, I am not alone. There is something inside me. Like a second heartbeat. A voice that finishes my thoughts before I speak them. It likes it when I hurt. It feeds when I scream. And worst of all, I think it is learning to laugh. Just like me. Last night, I recorded myself sleeping. I let the camera run for 8 hours. When I watched the footage, I wanted to vomit. Because around 3:11 a.m., I sat up. Wide awake. Staring directly at the lens. Not blinking. Not breathing. For 43 minutes. And then I smiled. Not like I normally smile. This one was wrong. It stretched my face too far. And the voice that came from me, it was not mine. It said, "The veil is thin. We are almost through." Then I laid back down. And did not move again. I have not slept since. I am afraid if I do, I will not be the one who wakes up. But someone will. Someone who looks like me. Talks like me. Walks right into your life. And you will never know. Until it is too late. Until you find a strange link. Until you hear a whisper through your screen. Until you click. Just once. Like I did. And then you will understand. You were never alone. They were always waiting. I have started writing notes to myself. Taping them to the walls. The fridge. The mirror. Little reminders of who I am. Who I was. My name. My favorite color. My childhood dog's name. Because I keep forgetting. And every morning, there is one less note. Gone. No paper. No tape. Just a smudge. Like it was never written. Or like, someone is erasing me. Piece by piece. And in its place, something else is growing. Something that knows my skin better than I do. I caught a glimpse of it yesterday. Not in a mirror. Not in a screen. In someone else's eyes. A girl in the elevator. She looked at me. And for a second. She froze. Like she saw it. The thing behind my smile. And then she whispered. "Which one are you?" Before I could speak. The elevator doors opened. She stepped out. Fast. Almost running. And I knew then. It is not just me. I am not the only one. There are others. Walking around. Wearing faces. Living lives that are not theirs. Some of them do not even know it. Yet. But the ones who do. We see each other. We recognize the weight behind the eyes. The hollow pauses. The tremble in our hands when no one is looking. We are the infected. The crossed over. And we do not last long. One of the others left a message on my door last night. Scratched into the wood with something sharp. Jagged. Uneven. Barely readable. Burn it all before it burns you. I do not know what they meant. My laptop is gone. My phone, too. I have smashed every screen. Covered every mirror. But still. They come. Through reflections in eyes. Through the glimmer of a wet street. Through the stillness of a glass of water. They find a way. Always. The last note I have left says. Do not trust your voice. I do not remember writing that one. But I keep it close. Because lately, when I speak, it does not sound like me anymore. The words are too slow. Too careful. And sometimes, I hear a whisper continue after I stop. Repeating the same sentence. But twisted. Distorted. Mocking. Like it is practicing. Trying to get it just right. Soon, I will be gone. But it will stay. And it will smile with my mouth. Laugh with my voice. And no one will notice. Until they click. Until they see. Until it is their turn. Because the deep web was never about data. Or videos. Or forbidden things. It was a net. And I was the catch. So are you. And the hook is already in. I can feel it now. Fully. Wrapped around my thoughts like vines. Squeezing. Changing. Every memory I try to hold slips like water through cracked hands. My mother's face. Gone. My favorite song. Just static now. Even my own voice sounds borrowed. Stolen. But there is one thing it cannot erase. One last truth that keeps the last piece of me alive. I made the choice. I clicked. I invited it in. So now, I make one more choice. The final one. I packed a bag. Filled it with the last scraps of who I am. A photo. A note to myself. A burner phone with no camera. No screen. Just numbers. I am going off-grid. No mirrors. No reflections. No signals. Somewhere the light cannot reach them. Somewhere they cannot follow. And if they do, if they find me, I will not run. I will not scream. Because I know now what they want. They feed on fear. On curiosity. On invitation. So I will not give them that. Not anymore. I write this to you not as a warning. Not as a plea. But as a truth. A hard one. The web is not deep. It is endless. And it is alive. So if you ever see that link, that message, that whisper through your headphones, Walk away. Do not click. Do not respond. Do not wonder. Because the moment you do, it begins. And it never ends. I was not careful. But maybe you still can be. Maybe you can stay free. Stay safe. Stay you. This is the last time I will speak in my own voice. Because after tonight, there will be no mirror left to tell me who I am. And if you ever see me again, walking down your street, smiling like I know you, do not stop. Do not wave. And whatever you do, do not look into my eyes. Because something else will be looking back. And it is still so very hungry. Goodbye. End of transmission.